If you've ever wondered, why do Chow Chows have a funny bark? Or what is it about their bark that sounds so unique? Then this is the video for you, because today we're going to answer just that. The question is pretty simple, but in order to answer it, we're going to have to dig into some pretty basic science. So stick around. Now, when most people hear a dog barking, they typically just assume that it's a normal, typical bark, and they don't really give it much thought. However, if you've ever been around a Chow Chow and heard them bark, you probably noticed that their bark doesn't exactly sound like a normal dog bark. It's lower, it's deeper, and it almost has a weird, raspy quality to it. And you can hear the difference, even if you're not a dog person. So what makes Chow Chows different from all of the other dog breeds out there? Well, in order to understand why Chow Chows have such a unique bark, we need to understand a little bit about how dogs produce sound in the first place. When dogs bark, they're actually doing the same thing that humans do when we talk. They're using their vocal cords to create sound. However, dogs cannot change the pitch of their bark nearly as easily as humans can change the pitch of their voice. This is due to the size and shape of their vocal cords. In general, the larger the dog breed, the thicker and heavier their vocal cords are, which means that they naturally produce a lower sound. And the smaller the dog breed, the thinner and more flexible their vocal cords are, which means that they naturally produce a higher sound. This is why, when you compare a Great Dane to a Yorkshire Terrier, the Great Dane will have a much lower bark than the Yorkshire Terrier. But this doesn't explain why Chow Chows have a particularly raspy bark, so we'll have to take a closer look at their anatomy to figure that out. When we do that, we'll notice something interesting. Chow Chows have something called a double dewlap. Basically, they have an extra layer of skin under their chin that hangs down around their neck. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with their bark? Well, quite a lot actually. You see, when Chow Chows bark, the muscles in their throat contract, which causes their vocal cords to vibrate and produce sound. However, when those muscles contract, they also pull on the skin of the dewlap, causing it to move up and down rapidly. This movement of the dewlap causes the air to move through a narrow passageway between the lips and the teeth, which creates a whistling sound. In other words, the double dewlap acts as a wind instrument, amplifying and changing the sound of the vocal cords. This is what gives the Chow Chow its distinctive bark. Now that we understand the basic science behind why Chow Chows have such a unique bark, let's take a moment to appreciate just how special these dogs are. Not only are they fluffy and adorable, but they're also incredibly smart and loyal. Chow Chows are known for being one of the oldest dog breeds in the world, with a history that can be traced back thousands of years. They were originally bred in China as hunting dogs, but they quickly became popular as companion animals as well. One of the most striking things about Chow Chows is their blue-black tongues. This is a result of a genetic mutation that affects the pigmentation of their tongue and gums. While it may be different, it's important to note that the blue-black tongue is not a health concern and does not cause any pain or discomfort. Another interesting fact about Chow Chows is that they come in a variety of colors, including red, cinnamon, blue, cream, and white. However, the most common color is black. No matter what color they come in though, Chow Chows are sure to turn heads wherever they go. Their thick, fluffy coats require regular grooming, but the results are worth it. There's nothing quite like a well-groomed Chow Chow. So the next time you hear a Chow Chow barking, take a moment to appreciate the unique sound that they make. It's a sound that's unlike any other dog breed, and it's a testament to the amazing animals that Chow Chows are. If you've enjoyed learning about why Chow Chows have a funny bark, then be sure to check out our other videos about dogs. We've got all sorts of fun and informative videos that you and your furry friend will love. Until next time, happy barking!